We are living in a very intense time of change. We're all feeling it collectively, and many of us are feeling it individually, feeling like we're in a time of transition and transformation. What in the world is going on? My name is Heather Ensworth, and I'm a clinical psychologist and an astrologer. It's through astrology that we can get a bigger picture of what's going on in our times, as well as getting insight into what's going on in our lives. Astrology is our most ancient art and science, dating back thousands of years. It's the ancient wisdom that we're coming back to now with quantum physics, and that awareness that everything is energy and everything is interconnected. So the patterns of the stars and the planets are mirrored in the patterns on the earth. By understanding the movements of the stars and planets, we get insight into what it is that we're dealing with here on Earth, in our individual lives, but also collectively. So what is going on in this time? We are feeling the changes going on around us in a very intense way. This is a time of tumult, a time of transformation. We're seeing the shift and breakdown of structures and systems in nation states, politics, economics, our religious institutions, healthcare, education. We're seeing shifts in our environment. What is going on? Astrology can give us guidance in that. Right now, we are in a time where two planets in particular are in a very powerful configuration. Pluto and Uranus, two of our outermost planets in the solar system, are in a configuration in the sky, a 90-degree angle where they're squaring each other. This is the most powerful transformational combination. Those two planets were next to each other in the sky in the middle of the 1960s, and that time of social change and tumult. Now in their cycle together, they are at a 90-degree angle from each other, ramping up that energy of transformation even more intensely. These planets are guiding us in this time of change. Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn, meaning the breakdown in systems and structures and institutions that are out of balance, that are abusing power, that are corrupt, that no longer serve us, in order for Uranus in Aries to move us into new paradigms, new forms that are more just and equitable and true. These two planets are guiding us in this time of transformation. They are also leading us into a larger shift that's happening from an astrological perspective. The shift from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. Many of us have heard that phrase, we're moving into the age of Aquarius, but what does that mean? It means that we on Earth are in this larger cycle called the Precession Cycle. It's a 24,000-year cycle where, from our Earth perspective, our view of the sky gradually shifts over time. So, for example, if you were monitoring what stars rise before sunrise at the time of spring equinox, over about a 2,000-year period, it would shift from the stars of one constellation of the zodiac rising at that time to the next. So we're in the transition from those stars of Pisces rising before spring equinox to the stars of Aquarius. It has been known throughout history, ancient cultures, ancient myths, scientific research has shown that the shift from one age to the next leads to earth changes, cultural changes, changes in the paradigms that we live in on the earth. So we are shifting from one way of being into a new way of being. What is the new paradigm that we're moving into? What is the Age of Aquarius about? The Age of Aquarius is about, it's the symbol of the sign, is two lines that mirror the image, the symbol of water. It's about the living waters of life. It's about the living energy that is in all of life. As we move into the Age of Aquarius, it's teaching us how to understand that everything is energy, that everything is interconnected, and that we on the earth are all connected with each other. As we move into the paradigm of the Age of Aquarius, it's teaching us that we need to learn how to be in a global community together. The energy of Aquarius is about collaboration, community, openness to diversity, being in right relationship with all of life, being in right relationship with each other, with the earth, with all of life, being in balance and harmony. We're very out of balance in this time. We see that everywhere around us. So as we move into this Age of Aquarius, it can guide us how to be in that healing process to come back into balance and harmony, individually and collectively. As we open to the time of change that we're in, those energies are guiding us into those new paradigms. So what is the tumult about right now? We know historically that every time we go through a time of change from one age to the next, there are a lot of earth changes and a lot of cultural tumult, because there's a backlash effect where some of us are resisting that change and trying to cling to the old paradigms and old ways of being, which means part of what we're seeing right now is some of the institutions and structures that have been a part of our global collective consciousness are trying to hang on even tighter to those ways of being. So we're seeing increasing conflict, increasing polarization as we're feeling this pull to move into new paradigms, and there's a backlash of the old paradigms trying to hang on to their way of being. So what do we do? The key is to honor that we're in this time of change, to open to being in the mystery, being in the transition, being in the transformation, and knowing that individually and collectively we're being guided into new ways of being. It means we need to let go of the ways of the past. We need to honor that we're moving into new paradigms. And the more that we can do that consciously, the more that we can open to those new energies and new ways of being, the more gentle this transition will be. The Age of Aquarius is guiding us to learn how to be who we are uniquely as individuals in community in a way that we respect each other, honor each other, are in right relationship with each other. This is the hope. This is the paradigm of the future if we open to it and work with it in a conscious way. Thank you.